What's up, guys? It's Black Friday. Does that mean I have to go shake hands with a fucking black guy today? Ugh, fine. I don't really want to, but I guess I will if it's the tradition or what the fuck ever. So anyway, Black Friday. Uh, you can take this holiday, this post-holiday tradition, whatever you want to call it. You can take it down the direction of it being like it's this terrible day that represents that we're all consumerist slaves, man, and it's just us fiddling at the balls. It's just fiddling with the balls of the corporations, man. You can take it that way. Uh, I don't. The way I see it, a lot of people, if you're like me, you're not like a really wealthy guy. You're just a working guy, and you work for your money. You get some money. You don't have a lot of money to just spend on shit that you want. And if you're a movie fan like me, you don't have as much money to spend on movies. And yeah, it's sad. Then Black Friday comes around, and you know what? We're all rich men. We are all rich men and women when Black Friday comes. So, in my Black Friday video roundup, I'm going to be talking about the movies that I bought on Black Friday. Some other things too, but mainly movies. There are a couple that I do not have right here that are still coming. I ordered Blue Jasmine, which is not here yet, and I ordered Birdman, which is not here yet. So those two things are things that I got, but they are just not here yet. And the first things that I want to talk about are actually not technically Black Friday things, but it's an opportunity for me to point out something that I think you all should be aware of, which is that if you go to the Dollar Tree, now, let me stop you right there. Shut the fuck up. If you go to the Dollar Tree, you can buy some movies there occasionally, and they're not amazing movies or, like these great Blu-ray copies or anything. They are just there sometimes, and occasionally you'll find some decent flicks. I picked up 5 movies from the Dollar Tree in the past month or so, and I haven't seen any of them, but they are movies that I've heard okay to good things about, and I will check them out at some point. The first of that being Red. This is the Brian Cox, Tom Sizemore movie, and what I just learned about this is that this is basically like the OG John Wick movie about a guy whose dog gets murdered and then there's a revenge quest. So that's what this is. I'm curious to watch it. I remember hearing pretty good things about the movie. Never saw it. And the next movie I got is Night Catches Us. Again, haven't seen it, but Anthony Mackie, Kerry Washington, two great actors. Anthony Mackie is a bit of a douchebag. Look up like Anthony Mackie Collider interview. I think it was for The Night Before. No, sorry, it was for Our Brand is Crisis. They did a Collider interview with Anthony Mackie for Our Brand is Crisis, and he said some pretty dumb shit in it, and it made me feel uncomfortable and awkward. But I like Anthony Mackie anyway. He was really good in The Night Before. The Good Doctor. My friend Dustin and I had this one evening where for about like an hour and a half, all we did was talk about this one group of people that probably exists in the world somewhere. A group of people whose favorite movie of all time is The Good Doctor. Just think about it. It's pretty funny. The Great Buck Howard, with all these guys in it. They got a lot of guys in there. A lot of guys. Colin Hanks is fucking... I don't know, man. I don't like looking at him. Something about his smile, like his face, it's like there's something sinister. I don't trust him, and yeah, I don't trust him. Steve Zahn is in this movie, as is Adam Scott, my boy Adam Scott, so pretty and nice. This one, The War Within, is essentially the Paris ISIS attack story. Not really, but it's about this Pakistani, engineering student in Paris who was imprisoned and interrogated by Western intelligence services sources for suspected terrorist activities. It's essentially like getting into the mind and life of a terrorist, which we could all learn something from, you know? So, yeah, I want to watch this movie at some point. Hopefully, I will wait. I'm going to wait until the next terrorist attack happens, and then we will, I'll have the spirit to talk about that one. Now, on to the Blu-rays. This is the good section. This is where all the goodies are. American Hustle. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Don't talk about it. There are so many people who have given this movie such undeserved backlash. This is a great movie with great performances, an amazing soundtrack, one of the best cuts to credits in a movie in a while. There's so much to love about this movie. Fucking Christian Bale and his hair. The first scene of the movie where he's looking in the mirror and putting his hair on. What the hell? American Hustle. Don't knock it till you try it. And if you try it and you want to knock it, be my guest. But fuck. Then there's a light amount of controversy with this one, actually, for me. I think this movie is just as funny as its predecessor, and on a technical level, maybe even better, and that is Anchorman 2, The Legend Continues. Now, let me say something about this movie, though. We'll take off that cover so you can see what it's like. Here's what I want to say about this movie. And what I have to say about it isn't even the movie, but it's what comes on this Blu-ray, which is the supersized R-rated version, which they like to advertise has 763 new jokes. It's fucking awful. Don't watch the supersized R-rated version of this. Let me tell you something. When Anchorman 2 came out, I went with some friends to the theater to see Anchorman 2. And we had an amazing time. It was hysterical. It was great. When we found out that they were releasing this supersized R-rated version in theaters, we were like, oh, great, let's have that experience again. So we all went out to check out the movie, hoping it would be, you know, not as great as Anchorman 2, but, you know, hopefully have some good jokes in there. And it's fucking atrocious. It's really fucking awful. It's exactly what you would think it would be, if you're a little more cynical, which is, it's just all of the shitty jokes. It's all the jokes that were almost in the movie, but aren't in the movie. So yeah. Next is Captain Phillips. I'm the captain now. Barkat Abdi. New York Film Academy Award nominee. Barkat Abdi. I actually don't even know if we nominated him. But hopefully we did. Otherwise, I look like a dumbass right now. But great movie, you know? Tom Hanks kills it in this movie. That scene at the end where he's like, great. Absolutely great. Barkat Abdi, you know, I hope he's doing okay. I remember reading that he, you know, was going through some financial stuff. Hopefully he's okay. Hopefully he's not dead. Especially on Black Friday. Such a joyous day. Hopefully Barkat Abdi isn't dead. This is the end. Now, Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg, the directing team, I love these men. I love these men. They are so creative. This is the End is one of the funniest movies of all time. Definitely one of the funniest movies of my generation of moviegoers. Such an amazing cast, obviously, playing themselves. If you don't know what this movie is, leave me alone. Get out, watch the movie. It's wonderful. It's really wonderful. There's a lot of really interesting genre bending that happens in this movie that is actually very well handled. It's very deftly done. Yeah, check out This Is the End if you haven't, because you're going to have an amazing time. And yeah, this is the end. This movie, I was so glad to see that this Blu-ray was on sale for fucking $3.99. Side effects with the slipcover and everything. Oh my god, I love this movie. The twists and turns in this movie are wonderful and so much fun. I just love all the performances in here. I love the way this movie is shot. The score in this movie is insane. It is so creepy and eerie and off-putting. It's wonderful. It's delightful. This is such a great movie experience. One of my favorite movie experiences in terms of actually like going to a theater to see the movie that I had in 2013. This is a really, really fantastic film. Check it out. A little underrated, I would even say. Now, we continue on. Swingers, one of the essential dude, guy, man, bro, hangout movies. You watch this movie, you hang out with these two pals for a while, it's wonderful. Yeah. Vince Vaughn, what a guy. And Jon Favreau, director of The Jungle Book. So if you're a Jungle Book fan, Nightcrawler, Jake Gyllenhaal, my boy. This is one of my favorite movies of 2014, with one of my favorite performances of 2014. I don't think it was one of the best performances of that year. Essentially, Jake Gyllenhaal's kind of doing like a one-note thing here, but he plays that one note perfectly. It's such an entertaining thing. Watching this movie play out is so fascinating and so entertaining and really insightful into news media and that whole process. It's brilliant. Peter Travers says so even. And if Peter Travers says so, that is good enough for me, man. So, yeah. Nightcrawler, great movie. Less great movie, but a really fun movie. A movie that I thought I was going to hate because the marketing was so overdone and so oversaturated in the market, and this just looked horrible. A lot of people thought it was horrible. I really enjoyed it. I picked it up for $3.99. It stars my favorite man, my favorite Superman, not Superman though, but my favorite Superman, Spider-Man. The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Atrocious cover. Atrocious cover. Just awful. A lot of the marketing, just horrible. This movie has such a spirit, though. This really feels like a superhero film that would have come out in like 2004. You know, when like Spider-Man 2 came out, the first Spider-Man 2, which is obviously a better movie than this, but I like how light and fun and cheesy this movie is. It was such a breath of fresh air compared to the first Amazing Spider-Man movie, which was just so like the dark and gritty retelling of the story. Huh. Ha ha. But at the same time, they just didn't do enough dark and gritty with it, and they had fucking Peter Parker running around with a skateboard. Granted, there's a scene in this movie where he's listening to For You, that song, For You, legendary scene now. So that's pretty stupid. But you know, that's that cheese I like. That other cheese in the first Amazing Spider-Man is like him riding around on a fucking skateboard and trying to act cool. Come on, you're already Spider-Man, we get it, you're cool. Don't be cool when you're fucking Peter Parker also. You're supposed to be a nerd. No one's supposed to like you. I would totally hang out with you though. That Peter Parker, I'd fuck that one, you know? No questions asked. The Tree of Life, a Terrence Malick film. I can't believe I hadn't owned this up until today. What is there to be said about The Tree of Life? It's incredible. It is an astonishing visual feat. You know, that word masterpiece gets thrown around a lot, but this is very good. Next, Love and Mercy. One of the best movies of 2015. Huge shock to me. I was expecting this to be good, but it is so great. John Cusack and Paul Dano together give this combined performance that is haunting. It is haunting, and it perfectly captures what they're going for here with the life of Brian Wilson and with a lot of the thematic material they're going through here. I love the way they implement the Beach Boys music into this movie. I love the scenes where you're seeing Brian Wilson creating Pet Sounds, one of the greatest albums of all time. There's so much to be gained from this. It's also really emotional. I cry. This movie makes me cry, for sure. If you haven't seen this yet, please check it out. And I'm going to be really upset if neither of these guys get an Oscar nomination come Oscar time. Love and Mercy, great fucking movie. The Place Beyond the Pines. The Place Beyond the Pines, man. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. It's an epic. It's crazy. Ryan Gosling, it has a motorcycle in it. He goes and does crazy shit. And Dane DeHaan is not the Green Goblin in it, which is weird, but he's not the Green Goblin in it at all. Finally, my last Blu-ray that I have to talk about is the Steelbook edition, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. A movie that I really enjoy. I don't quite love as much as everyone else does, but I haven't seen it in a good while. I actually don't know if I've seen it more than like one other time since its release in the summer of 2010. And it is a visually exciting movie, obviously. It's funny. I'm definitely interested in checking this out again and hoping to like it more than I did the first time even. And I really like the cover. That's the thing I was really attracted to. This was $5, and I like the simple design. I'm a big fan of like simple stuff like this, like a nice image. I like that steel. I like that steel too. And those are all the Blu-rays I got. Yeah. Woo! Yeah. This is the last section of the Black Friday video. Children, get the hell out of here. Go to bed. Time to talk about some other things I bought. Now, this isn't going to make any sense, obviously. Well, you don't know it's obvious, but this isn't going to make any sense until I show what else is in this bag, but I don't want to make it all messy, so let's just do it. Air sanitizer. Air sanitizer, Ozium air sanitizer. Reduces airborne bacteria, exclamation mark. Eliminates smoke and offensive malodors caused by airborne bacteria. And of course that word is malodors, not malorders. Come on. You see where I'm going with this, guys? This stuff's really good. It cleans up the air. It makes it smell nice and fresh. This is vanilla scented. You can get one of these bottles for about $10.50, like $10.50, $12. Totally worth it. This thing, it truly does. It eliminates odors. 2 lighters, a black one and a blue one. I was going to get a white one, but I've been told the white lighters are bad luck. And the next thing I got, this is a neat little gifty, a neat little nifty gifty. This guy. Now, what this is, as I've been pitched to, is this is a little container that you put a lighter in, like that. It's like a little boot. It looks like a little boot almost. You put a lighter in there, right? However, what this also does is it has this little thing, this little extendo piece that comes out. So now you have that where you keep your lighter. Use that. You can dig out some stuff. It's very convenient. And you got a little thing right there. I don't know why I keep making these like awkward motions, but you got this little thing right here. Push it down. Got to push it down a little bit. God, I really hope there's someone out there who's watching this and still hasn't figured out what I'm talking about. That would be very funny to me. Now, fuck yeah. Fuck yes. Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. Now, normally, this is $69, but there was a 30% off Black Friday sale. We got a little pipe here. This little glass bad boy. This thing is really heavy. It's been demoed for me. You can throw this thing at the ground, just spike it on a hard floor, indestructible. When the smoke goes into this thing, it has this beautiful, like, hazy color that brings out a lot of, like, the blues and green colors that are in this pipe that you can't really see as well when it hasn't been used, when there's not smoke going through this thing. But yeah, it's really cool. I think just looking at it is nice. It's kind of, like, entrancing. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. This is really substantial. I think weight-wise, just like the heft, the feel of it, this is the most substantial piece that I have, actually, at this point now. And finally, the crown jewel. Can you say it with me again? Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. The Spider-Man pipe, motherfucker. This is the real shit. This is why. This is why we're around. This is why we're kicking. This is why we're jamming. This is why we're just kicking it hizzy style, okay? Spider-Man pipes. At some point, I will be popping in the Amazing Spider-Man 2, lighting this bad boy up, you know? So much fun. I can't believe I'm going to be hitting Spidey. That's like my dream. Those are all the things I got for Black Friday. It's pretty... I like the stuff that I got. Good year. I actually got more than I usually do. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, we can do it again. I don't buy things very often, but maybe like once every half year mark, like every 6 months, I could do something like that. Yeah, let me know if you want to see more videos like this. Thank you so much. Happy Black Friday. Go kiss a black boy for me. And yeah, I will see you guys later. What's up, guys? It's Black Friday. Does that mean I have to go shake hands with a fucking black guy today? Ugh, fine. I don't really want to, but I guess I will if it's the tradition or what the fuck ever. So anyway, Black Friday. You can take this holiday. You're just a working guy, and you work for your money. You get some money. You don't have a lot of money to just spend on shit that you want. And if you're a movie fan like me, you know, you don't have as much money to spend on movies. And yeah, it's sad. Then Black Friday comes around, and you know what? We're all rich men. We are all rich men and women when Black Friday comes. So, in my Black Friday video roundup, I'm going to be talking about the movies post-holiday tradition, whatever you want to call it. You can take it down the direction of it being like, it's this terrible day that represents that we're all consumerist slaves, man, and it's just us fiddling at the balls. It's just fiddling with the balls of the corporations, man. You can take it that way. I don't. The way I see it, a lot of people, if you're like me, you're not like a really wealthy guy, that I bought on Black Friday. Some other things too, but mainly movies. There are a couple that I do not have right here that are still coming. I ordered Blue Jasmine, which is not here yet, and I ordered Birdman, which is not here yet. So those two things are things that I got, but they are just not here yet. And the first things that I want to talk about are actually not technically Black Friday things, but it's an opportunity for me to point out something that I think you all should be aware of, which is that if you go to the Dollar Tree... Now, let me stop you right there. Shut the fuck up. If you go to the Dollar Tree, you can buy some movies there occasionally. And they're not amazing movies or, you know, like these great Blu-ray copies or anything. They are just there sometimes. And occasionally you'll find some decent flicks. I picked up 5 movies from the Dollar Tree in the past month or so. And